welcome back to my channel. This is Pierrette, and I just want to say tap in 365, how you guys are doing out there. So today I have two guesses. Right here towards my right, I have Malene. Say hi.
Hi everyone.
And right here to my closer right is Princess. Say hi.
Hi.
So today's topic is that I just want to sit down and talk to a lot of women out there just to see what we all go through and how to change certain things in life, because a lot of women out there doesn't know that other people's going through the same situation as us. So I like to call her Mimi, but I am going to call her Mimi. Mimi, now I know you're down here in Florida and you came from LA. So I just want to know, how do you like it so far?
I mean, it's completely different,
Mm-hmm.
but it is, I'm out of my comfort zone, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I met you, now I met your sister, and I mean, you guys are exposing me more to what Miami is, aside from me being in my own little cave, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking it so far.
You're liking it?
Yep.
That's good. That's good. So, Princess.
Go for it.
So I know today it's a new full moon and there's a lot of things going on. So I just want to know, what can you tell to the audience out there? Like, because I know I've been talking to a couple of, clients and talking to, several friends, and they've been going through a lot in relationships and friendships. Like, if there's any advice that you could give to make them realize that, we're all here for a reason. It's just like, you don't have to start thinking about going through like a suicidal thoughts, or trying to think that, oh, there's no money involved, or I can't do X, Y, and Z. Like, is there anything that you could help these ladies to understand that no matter what we go through in life, we just still gotta stay focused and trying to be better and to move on? Don't let anybody else discourage you to get where you need to be at, if I'm saying it correctly.
I would say just stay true to yourself. I think staying true to yourself is very important, and not worrying what everyone else is thinking or what everyone expects from you.
Okay.
You should never look for other sources of what you think I should be or who I should be. You should know what you want, where you're going, and have that vision and strive for it mentally, physically, and not need that support system to help you get there. I think mentally you should be prepared for that, because everyone's not going to stick around.
That's true.
So you got to stay loyal to yourself. Yeah, because you're always going to be with you.
You want to chime into this?
I mean, you can. Yeah, you're right there. I mean, the only person you got in life is yourself.
Facts.
Yeah, because
What about you?
Well, I know sometime that, when you have this empath and you think that you could save the world, but realistically you really can't. And it's hard, because sometimes when you going through your own burden and other people coming into their, situation, and they're coming at you, and then you feel like, okay, sometimes what I realize, I feel like I'm looking at a mirror. So when someone else come to me and talking to me about their situation, even though I know I might go through the same thing, but in a different aspect, I realize, like, okay, what can I do to help this person to not think negative or trying to do anything crazy? So, like, I don't want to feel like I did something wrong. So I try my best to help them in any type of form. And when I when I look back at it, and I'm like, wow, okay, if I could save this person life, why I cannot save myself? Like, what is the difference between me talking to someone and helping them to become better, and then I have my own situation, and I just, like, to me, I feel like it's hard to find someone to discuss the situation that I'm going through.
I feel like it's because, like, we're always so busy taking care of everybody else, we forget about ourselves.
Okay.
And, like, especially, like, you as a mother, like, you're too busy dealing with everything else that's going around you that you forget you're a person too.
True.
You need to take care of yourself too.
True.
But you're putting yourself last instead of putting yourself first, which you should be putting yourself first.
True. But sometimes like you said, I got to put myself first. But
Yeah.
sometimes, like again, it's hard.
Yeah.
And you try. And when you do put yourself first,
You feel guilty in a way.
exactly. So that's why I'm just trying to figure out what way that I could balance myself to make myself to be first. Because sometimes when people are so used to you putting them first,
Yeah.
and then when you start putting yourself first, they
You're the
don't
bad guy.
exactly. So what can I do to make myself feel like if I put myself in the platform that people will respect me for who I am?
Staying loyal to yourself. That's why I said that in the beginning. We're so focused on what everyone's going to think if we're not playing the role that they expect.
Okay.
So you got to know
You gotta
who
pull
you
yourself
are,
up.
and I stand for this, and I'm sticking to it. And that's why I think our number one role model is ourselves. I look up to me. I improve me every day. I think as a mother, I always focus on trying to be there for everyone. And now I have it to where I take time for me.
But you never had a point like sometime by you helping others that you feel like, okay, you don't have time for yourself? Because
Well, it
I know,
depends
because I
wh-
know
what-
there's some days like
It
you
depends
do
what
go
you
through
mean
some
by
stuff.
helping others. Because sometimes you can't help everybody. And sometimes you got to save yourself before you can save someone else. And then sometimes you don't always want to overhelp because then you become the person they run to. So instead of you helping, you're damaging them because they know they can always come to you for help. So at some point, you have to know how to say no. I can't save you all the time.
Or set
So I
boundaries.
think boundaries are important, and also setting the example that I'm not always going to be here. So you can't keep running to me.
Okay. So, Mimi, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
That's a good question because we were just talking about this. So 5 years from now, well, I mean, in life, in my relationship, we do see ourselves with at least a kid,
Okay.
a bigger house,
Okay.
our second house, and possibly like being able to travel way more than we do now.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And also, you know, like advancing in my career as well as him.
Okay. That's good. And Princess, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Oh my gosh. 5 years from now, my kids would graduate.
You're so lucky.
Yeah.
And she's so lucky.
And I don't even look like it. I'm
No, you
looking
don't.
amazing. So, more traveling.
Hmm.
I don't see a nice house. I don't know if I still want to be here in the U.S. though. I don't know.
Where
I
would you want to go?
definitely go somewhere that I can get a home that's for the money that I'm paying. Because I'm a realtor, and what I see now, it's not worth it. I would have to go somewhere else and build from scratch. Be by the water. Yeah.
Do you hear that, guys? By the water.
Always meditating.
You're so crazy.
Yeah, traveling, a comfortable, satisfying house.
Mm-hmm.
Something that my kids could always come back to as well.
Yeah.
Always know that there's a backbone. And yeah, living life.
Hmm.
Living it. Really living it. Not just being here, just living it.
Not just going through the phases,
Right.
just actually living
Yeah, living it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, guys, so I know they're going to ask me, where do I see myself 5 years from now?
You already know.
Yeah.
So, to tell you guys where I see myself 5 years from now is that to become successful, not to work for anybody. I really love to travel, which we all do.
Yeah.
I mean, who don't love to travel?
I know I do.
It's just the money that stops us from
the
traveling.
money,
Exactly.
right?
I want to invest into things. Is just because I said I want to be successful doesn't mean that, just stay doing podcasting, but I do want to invest and have my own properties and, have several businesses. I wanted to see my kids to grow because sometimes, we all do not know how long we're going to be living. So we just have to enjoy ourselves as much as possible. I want to have a big house because I love entertaining people. I love partyings and, people come over, spend the night. I just love that attractions of having friends and families.
Gatherings, more like.
Correct. But, sometimes You think people are your friends, and they're not really your friends. So
Well,
Acquaintances.
exactly. So you just got to use that word kindly
lightly.
with
Very.
friendship. I know I've been through a lot with friends because sometimes I do get confused. The definition of friends, I be thinking that people are my friends and I trying to do a lot of things for them, and I always get backstabbed. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, when you choose people as a friend, do the other party know the definition what friends mean?
You know, I have that same thought as you do.
Well, that's why it's important to observe.
Yeah, that's what I've
Before
been doing now,
I would
observing.
consider you a friend, I would observe you
Mm-hmm.
to see if you even have friend qualities. I'm not going to just say, oh, you're my friend. I don't care if I know you for 10 years. That does not make you a friend because of the amount of years that we know each other. I can meet someone for a year and done so much with them
more than
more
have
than
this-
you that I
yeah.
knew for years. So it's a character. And that's important to know because a lot of people like to put on masses and you don't really see them. So that's why it's important to wait and observe and see how everyone act in different categories. You know, when you're happy, sad, low on cash,
Yeah.
who are you in different stages in your life?
Yeah.
And then I could determine
If
a
you're
friend-
worth being
be
a friend.
You know, this is like even choosing a relationship.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
tend to jump into things and
We don't even
Yeah.
know what's right behind that door with that relationship.
it's
Especially
important to take your
men's.
time.
Mans are good to lie. That mask, like you mentioned,
Oh,
that
yeah.
mask, you never know when it's gonna come off. And
No, it eventually comes off.
I
It's just
mean,
when
they
it comes off, it's like, wow.
They always say you don't know who you're living with until you're living with them.
Even though.
even though
then,
And
you still don't know.
You will always see a different version each year.
Yeah.
And it's you as well. You change each year. You want more.
Yeah,
you
because
want
you're
different-
adapting to the
Yeah.
situation
Exactly.
and everything.
Exactly. So we all have
our
ways,
differences.
but it's just what
True.
flaws I'm willing to tolerate.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
So-
sometimes you do tolerate certain flaws, and you're thinking that that individual is gonna change.
Oh no.
And just because you accept the flaws,
But that's
You saw
more
that
like you're
word?
that's more like you're trying to save them. It's like if you need a project in a way. Because I've been in plenty of relationships like that where I'm all like, I want to save this guy. I want to be the reason that he's successful.
Or no, just
But
having
it's
the
like,
thought
yeah,
that you
ju-
can change them.
them
It's an
and
illusion.
help them.
mm-hmm.
But it's more like for yourself than it is for them in a way.
That's true.
And then you end up hurting yourself being put through all that nonsense with them.
Speak with it, sweetheart. Speak.
So it's like, when do you stop? I think everyone is going to go through a phase where, whether it's friendship, relationship,
Yeah.
that there's going to be situations, but it's up to you to, when do I let go?
When do you put a stop to it?
Yeah, you can't hold on to everything.
Yeah. You really
Everything is
can't.
not supposed to go with you,
Yeah.
especially to the next level. It can either
Break
bring you
you.
up or bring you down. And
Yeah.
if you're bringing me down, I got to take that load off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you
quick.
do feel that load, ladies. Just want to let you guys know that. Because sometimes us women, we thinking that, oh, let's trying to avoid it. But you do feel that heavy shoulder. And you'll be like, should I leave or should I stay? I love him. But you think you love him. It's just all a logical.
You love the thought of him,
No,
Exactly.
but
the
not.
thought of him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
what it is. It's
That's
just
exactly
the thought of
what
it.
it is. It's the thought of what you think you love,
What you think you have.
exactly.
and you don't have. So
Yeah.
to me, I think as women, we fall for words a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
I love to hear something
Yes.
good, but your actions are not matching.
Not telling me what yours.
So I go for actions.
Especially that word, I love you.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
That word is just
it's used so
Manipulative.
loosely now that it
Yes.
does. It's like
It doesn't
another
make
word.
sense. It doesn't mean what it.
what it's
Supposed to be, right?
because
Yeah.
there's a two definition of I love you. You know, some I love you, meaning that I am loving you because of the interaction that we're doing.
No, I love what you do for me.
And there's another I love you, meaning that certain men's out there will do anything for you. And let me tell you this, a man that really loves you won't even use that word a lot. Their action shows more than the word I love you versus the one that's saying I love you morning, night, afternoon, texting you, doing all this crazy stuff. Is just a phase because they already know if you decided to leave them to find someone else, you're not gonna basically you're not gonna find the man like that particular man. You're gonna find somebody way better than them. So of course they have to use that word because they know that's what women love to hear. But realistically, me per se, even though if a guy told me that I love you, to me, I feel like that's just a phrase. I'll be like, show me, then I could believe that you love me. So don't use it a lot for me to believe that, oh my God, he loves me. Oh my gosh, he's texting me. Those are like kiddie stuff. That's like high school things. Like, oh my God, he loves me and then he loves me not. Oh my God, he's mad at me and he's not. I don't know what to do, but I'm going to go ahead and spoil him because he say he loves me. Those are the things that women need to understand. When the men say that they love you, half of the time they don't even have any cash flow. So they know that, oh, if I use the word I love you, she's going to give me everything that I need. Oh, she's going to let me drive her car. Oh, she's going to give me the Gucci or the bag and this and that. And don't even give too less about you, what you're going through, for them to be like, you know what? This woman worked so hard to get me where I need to be at. Let me try to do something back in return to let her know that the feelings that I said, that I really love her, that I will go back and take care of her. So you might get 1% of that. I'll just say 1%. If you guys think I'm wrong, please chime me into this.
I kind of think it's not what you're doing for someone. I think the real question is, why are you attracting so much of the same things in different faces? So that means the work is you. Mm-hmm. If you're consistently running into the same thing, there's something about you that needs to change.
True.
Something that you need to take the time to like analyze about yourself.
Mm-hmm. And you know, evaluate a little higher, you know.
Yeah, like why am I going after this when I could be going after this?
So it's not that. You start to realize that, am I that desperate that I would settle for something that's just a little bit of love? I'm that desperate that I'll take just anything at this point.
No,
a little bit of man and I'll take it because I really, really want it. No, I think we need to ascend to something more, and we will attract. We attract what we are.
Yeah, true.
So if I'm attracting a lot of people that can't do anything for me, then it's me.
Well, you can't really say that we attract who we are, because sometimes the good person could be right in front of you. And
I think we do.
This is what happens. Usually there's always that one guy that's like, you end up bro zoning them because you're like, I don't want to damage what we have because we have such a strong connection, but I don't see you in that romantic way. I only see you more like as a brother, as this, like a sibling or something. Like,
did you automatically friend zone or put them in the bro zone, or was this something later on and then it was like, oh, I want to friend zone this?
I think it was automatically just a bro zone thing.
Oh, well,
so you just like,
if you automatically got there, we know it would never change.
Because in my head, it's like, okay, we grew up like for years together. Like, I know so much about you. You know so much about me. Like, it's like I tell you everything like a sibling.
Right. That's
so I'm not going to see you as anything other than that.
You're not interested.
That's what I was saying. Because that's a good question. I understand what you're saying, because sometimes you could be with someone for an amount of years as friends, but there is not like out of once in the blue moon, you be like, darn, this person has the patience to listen to my stories and to help me in the needs that that I'm looking for. Sometimes you could be on a depression mode or anxiety and you calling him because you feel like he's the one that's going to get up and come and help. Isn't for once you be like, what if I do bring it to another notch and make it as a relationship? How will that go? Do you ever thought about that?
I don't think I'd ever be able to do that. In my head, it's always been like
friend zone.
He's my brother. I can't do. Like,
you can't do that.
There's nothing.
Okay. I wouldn't do it.
No incense is gonna be happening in here.
Got you. No,
I think it's more of not wanting to jeopardize that. Yeah. That's not something that comes along easily. So when you have that, it's like, I don't want to just jeopardize it over
that's honestly what it
feeling.
Is.
But sometimes they always say that you find your soulmate is through your best friend.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, it takes a while to be your best friend.
It also depends what your best friends look like.
Yeah,
that's true too. That is so freaking true.
I'm just being honest.
Hey, that is so true.
So I mean, your best friend has the whole package. You might,
I'll work something out.
I can see,
you know, there.
Yeah. But if you're not my type or something, I would see further, because I think as men and women, we actually already know how far we want to go with someone naturally. Yeah. We would look, and within a week, I say for females, we take our time, but then within time, we can tell if I want to friend zone you or if I really want to have something with you.
That's true.
That's very true.
That's facts. We know.
Oh my God.
We know.
So you see, ladies, now this next video, I will definitely need a man to chime into this because us
Oh my
three ladies are
God.
talking about different things. So I just need a man version to discuss
No,
for the
you
other
don't.
guys out there, which every man's has different personality because I can't, say that every man's are same, just like women's. Everybody thinks differently. But I just wanted to know. Now we're gonna skip from the relationship part, friendship. Do you ever had how to say this? I'm trying to say it like nicely, so I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be
I'm
rude.
afraid what she's asking.
Right?
Now friends, because the reason why I'm asking about friends because sometimes there's a lot of women's out there has a lot of not a lot of guy friends, but they have a certain amount of like 2 guy friends or maybe 1 guy friends.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always like she said, it's all about the look. Now, even if you did get the look, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that person does everything for you. Will you think to reconsider yourself? Even though you say that I look at him as my bro or as my friend, will you bring it like just imagine that you was I'm just giving you an example.
Okay.
You guys going out, dinner, drinks, or whatever, you're watching a movie, you're laughing and you're kicking, that's my bro, blah, 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 having fun. And then he slightly just come around you and he just kissed you. What would you do?
I think I'd be very upset. Because in a way, I feel like that just ruined everything we had. Like,
It does.
it does. Because once you start adding romance into it,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like you don't mix business with pleasure. And I feel like it's the same way when it comes to friendship. Because I mean, like that, I feel like that's breaking my trust because it's all like there's so much I trusted you with, and now you're gonna jeopardize it because of a kiss, or you tried to make an advance on me.
But what if he told you that he had feelings for you for a amount of years, but he's just so scared to tell you because you using as you're my bro.
I'd hate to tell him that I don't see him as anything else, and if that's the end of our friendship, then that's the end of our friendship. As much as it would kill me to lose him as a friend, I feel like it's better that way because it wouldn't be fair to him.
Okay. Wow.
And this is with any friendship.
Yeah,
Okay.
any friendship.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
We're talking about friendships.
Well, I'm not saying anything because I do not have friendship like friend guys. So I have acquaintance. I talk to people. I'm very sociable. I know some people, they get it like miscrewed. You have a little conversation. They're thinking that, oh my gosh, she likes me. I'm like, no, I'm just having a conversation with you. Don't get it twisted.
Just being courteous here.
So, I mean, for me, I don't know. For me, I feel like it's hard for a man to get me because I'm a very hard person to please, which is bad.
Relationship or friendship?
Relationship.
Oh.
I'm very hard to please.
But I don't think that's a bad thing because in a way, it's like you know your worth. You're not going to just take any old chum.
Well, I mean, I'm not true. But when I said hard, meaning that it doesn't matter if you a charming person or if you're a scum or you don't have things in life.
It's kind of like, let's do it the other way around. If
Okay.
a man says that I'm so hard to please, well,
What makes it so hard to please?
why are you so hard to please? Then I started to think that maybe it's you. Because at first I thought you have to be able to be happy with you. And then whatever comes along is extra.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard to please me. It's it's
Well,
you being real and honest. But
So-
you said hard to please. That it was like a hurting word, like hard to please.
Well, when I say hard to please, meaning that it's not really because listen, when you go through a lot and then you put your heart,
Trauma.
yes.
That's-
So
yeah,
when
yeah,
you
It's
go
not
through
hard
a lot
to
of,
please you. You're comparing everyone to what you've been through.
well, not necessarily. It's just like when you're trying to do self cleansing and you cleanse yourself and you self love yourself and you're like, all right, this is all me. Now I'm gonna give myself to the world and whatever that comes my way, I'm just gonna stay positive. And then you have a little scumbag just coming out of nowhere just because you're so positive. You're like a little fly, like a little butterfly, just doing you. And then he just come in and smashed it. It's
It
like,
depends
wow.
how much time you waited. Sometimes we get out of a relationship and it's so terrifying that it takes a while, not a couple of months. It
True.
could take a year or
True.
2 years to actually come back to that trusting stage.
True.
So I would not suggest anyone to date at that time.
No.
You're not ready to date.
Well, that's
And
why
that's why it's hard to please you.
That's
Yeah.
why. That's
You're
why the
not
self love
ready.
comes. Yeah, true. That's when the self love comes in. That's like I was saying. So when you self love yourself, like you said, when you self love when you self love yourself and you give yourself to the world, because now you feel like you're cleared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you meet someone, then you're thinking that person is in a good mindset. Because sometimes when you're in a positive mindset, you're always going to meet someone else. Half of the time, they're not in a positive mindset. So now, by them being negative, so it feels like now it's my duty to get you to the positive mindset. So it's like now I have to overwork myself to make you feel like, okay, I see the potential in you. I see this for you.
No, that's
You
fixing
see,
something
no,
that's
see,
broken.
then you're not healed. See, the thing is, once you've given yourself time from healing from anything that you've been through, you actually start to see people for who they really are. Because it's like an eye opener. Like you get to see something and you could just read between the BS. Like, this isn't for me.
Okay.
And you're able to cut it off. You wouldn't even pursue to do another project. Because at this time, if you're healed, you know your worth. And this isn't it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you haven't reached that, then no, you still need time to yourself.
Okay. Well, Princess and Mimi, I just want to say thank you so much for coming out here on Tap In 365. So, ladies, I will see you guys next week. I just want to say thank you for tuning into my channel. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.